Hello again and welcome back to our course on Project 2019 Advanced. In the preceding couple of sections we looked at custom tables, and in this section we're going to look at custom views. Now the reasons for using custom views are pretty equivalent to the reasons for using custom tables. There may well be a combination of information that is very helpful for you to see on the screen all at once, and the custom view enables you to put together just the right information you need to either perform a specific task or perhaps to get a specific set of information from a project that you're working on. Now, in order to demonstrate the principle behind custom views, I'm going to start by just creating a custom view. And the first example is going to be a very straightforward one. Now, this is version 8 of the website project, and you'll find it in the course files folder. And if I go into View and click on Other Views, and then click on More Views, you can see here that currently selected is Gantt chart view. Now I'm going to give you the same advice here as I gave you with the tables, and that is that it's not a good idea to just start changing Gantt chart view. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a copy of Gantt chart view, and I'm going to call it DA Gantt chart. So let's do that. I'm going to click on the copy button and I'm going to call it DA Gantt chart. Now, having renamed it, what I'm now going to do is to look at the other fields in this view definition dialog. First of all, the screen it says there is Gantt chart. You can't change that, and a custom view will always be based on one of the standard screens, and I'll come back to that in just a moment. So our view is going to be based on a Gantt chart, which means that we're going to have a table included. And the table we're getting here is entry, and I'm happy to stick with entry for the moment. We can then specify how we want the data to be grouped, and at the moment it says no group. And we can also specify what filter we want applied. Now at the moment we have the all tasks filter, and then below filter we have two checkboxes. One that says highlight filter, and again I'll show you that in just a moment, and one that says show in menu. If that is checked, then this will be shown in the views menu. It is checked currently for us, so it will be. So let's stick with what we've got there and click on OK, and then click on apply. Now hopefully there'll be no difference at all because we haven't changed anything. And what we have is the DA Gantt chart view applied, and I can check that just by clicking Gantt chart, and I can see there DA Gantt chart is applied. Having created a custom view, it's then very straightforward to change it. So if I go back up to other views and down to more views, select the view, so in this case DA Gantt chart, and click on edit. Now first of all, as far as the name's concerned, I have the same situation with the name in terms of a hotkey keyboard shortcut. I can mark one of the characters in the name there preceded with an ampersand symbol to give me a hotkey to use to apply that view. And then I really have a choice of table, group, and filter. Well, let me change the table to say cost table, for no other reason than to show that it's a very straightforward thing to do. Grouping I'm going to address in an example in a moment. And then for filter, notice that all tasks is the filter that's applied at the moment. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that to the milestones filter. So all I'm going to see are the milestones in the project. Now this time I'm going to check the box that says highlight filter. Now what this does is it uses the same filter, but instead of only showing the milestones, which is my selected filter, it will show all tasks, but it will highlight the milestones. And I'm going to click on OK and apply. So now you see all of the tasks, but the milestones are highlighted. And the highlighting is done using a yellow background fill on the text in the table on the left. Let's now take a look at creating a custom view for resources. So let's jump to the resource sheet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to customize the resource usage view to group the resources according to resource group. And of course, the groups in this case are external and internal. So what I'm going to do on this occasion is to go up to resource views and click on other views and go to more views. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select resource usage and I'm going to make a copy. And I'm going to call this DA resource usage. And I'm also going to make A be the particular hotkey for this view. So just before the A in usage, I'm going to type an ampersand. Now the table will still be the usage table, but for the group, I'm going to use resource group. Now currently our filter is on all resources, and I'm going to change that to resources work. So effectively in this case, this is just the people that are working on the project. So let's click on OK and apply. And note, of course, that some tasks are listed as unassigned. So we do have a resource unassigned where the resource group has no value. But apart from that, we have the group external, the group internal, and we have our resource usage view grouped according to resource group. And of course, if I look at the available views, resource usage view, the A is showing as the shortcut key in order to apply that. Now you've probably noticed this by now, but if I go back into more views, you'll notice the organizer button there, and you probably won't be surprised to learn that views are also managed using the organizer. So you have the views that are contained within the global template, as shown here on the left-hand side. And you have the views that are specific to this project, and those are shown on the right-hand side. And of course, some of those are custom views like DA resource usage and DA Gantt chart that we've created in this section. I could also delete those if I wanted to, and I could copy them over to the global template. Let's now look at a couple of other ways of creating custom views. Now we've already seen how to take an existing view, edit it, and create a new one. If, for instance, I go into Task Views group on the View tab and click on Other Views, one of the options there is Save View. So if I've been working on a view for some time, I've got it just the way I like it, and I've decided perhaps later on that I'd like to save it as a custom view, I can do it that way as well. Similarly, if I started with a view and I made some changes, and then I decided to save those changes, I could just update the current view. There is an option in there for that as well. And then the other option here is to go to More Views and click on New. Now the first thing you're asked when you say New is, do you want a single view or a combination view? Combination views are essentially ones where we have two different panes within the same view, and we'll look at an example of a combination view shortly. If you select single view, you're given a view definition dialog. On this occasion, when you're working with a new view, you can select the screen. So in this case, I'm going to select network diagram, and I'm going to give this view a name of DA network diagram. Now, depending on your choice of screen or your choice of starting view, one or more of the other options may be disabled. So in the case of a network diagram, you're not given the option of choosing a table because, of course, the network diagram is not a diagram that's based on showing data from a specific table. But you can still group it. So I could group it according to complete or incomplete status, and I could still apply a filter. Now on this occasion, I think I'm going to put, let's see, all tasks. Click on OK, and then click on Apply. And there is my DA network diagram. And note that it's grouped, so I have the 0% complete at the top. I have the 1% and 99% complete in the middle, and I have 100% complete at the bottom. Let's go back now to the question of the combination view. If I want to create a custom combination view, I'm going to click on Other Views and go down to More Views and select New. And this time I'm going to say Combination View and click on OK. Now, if you're creating a combination view, you give it a name using the view definition dialog. So I'm going to call this DA combination view. And you select a primary view and a details pane view. Now, a very important point here is that the primary view and the details pane must already exist. So if, for example, you wanted to use custom views in both of those available views, you would need to make sure that they both exist before you create the combination view. So in this case, my primary view is going to be DA Gantt chart, and my details pane is going to be task form. And remember, if I wanted to use a custom field here, I would need to create it before I get to this point, and then it will be available for me to select from this drop-down list. So let's click on OK and apply. So this will be my new combination view. So that's it on custom views. I will see you in the next section.